Hi, welcome to Ralph's Law, where justice reigns. Yeah, I hope you guys are having a good weekend. Today's a bit different. Today's different. It's the weekend. We're trying to relax and stuff, but I just had some stuff that I wanted to talk about. And that's the beautiful thing about this podcast. We try to break down legal issues. We also try to tackle some political issues and the stuff that are happening right now today all over the country. So I was thinking about certain things that Merrick Garland was doing. Yeah, Merrick Garland, DOJ. The person that's in charge of the DOJ today, the Department of Justice. I was thinking about some of the stuff that he's been doing, and I'm like, what's happening? What's happening, Merrick? I think he should give me a call or something, just talk to me, because this is crazy. I thought about this in a very different way because Ronald Reagan talked about rendezvous with destiny. And that's part of the things that I wanted to talk about. Sometimes some things will happen in the country and some people might just be uniquely positioned to actually answer that call. Rendezvous with destiny. We have to answer this call sometimes. Sometimes, there comes a time when even if we don't choose to do that, we still have to be the heroes of the moment. Now, Bob Mueller, he did his whole investigation, and of course, when he came, when it was showtime, he didn't do what he was supposed to do, and we all knew what he was supposed to do. And then he had this big report about all the stuff that went wrong. He talked about the imperial president and how all these things happened, but he didn't really pull the trigger when he needed to do that. And now, friends, we are pretty much in the same situation where you have a guy, where you have Merrick Garland. He's in that same situation. JC's commission, they are doing what they are supposed to do. They're like bringing out all this evidence against, against the imperial president. And then what is Garland doing? He's saying, I don't want to seem like I'm being political. No, Garland, you're not being political. You're supposed to follow the evidence where it leads. That's just how it is. The reason why you're supposed to follow the evidence where it leads is because we are in America. See, this is the thing that gets me upset, because, of course, I'm an attorney, I'm a law professor, and, I've also worked in law enforcement and stuff. And I understand, as a prosecutor, you're also a law enforcement officer. It doesn't, in this country, one of the founding principles of this country is the rule of law. We are a country that was founded on the rule of law, not ruled by law. And so this is what we're gonna do. Garland, he used to be a judge. Of course, he went to Harvard Law School and all that stuff. I didn't go to all those fancy law schools or whatever, but I just wanted to just give him a few reminders. America, one of our founding principles is that we are based on the rule of law, and that actually nobody is above the law. Nobody is above the law. Not a president, not a former president. You're not above the law. When you contrast that with rule by law, the countries that practice that, the principle is just basically that some people can make the law, but they don't have to be bound by it. Rule of law, rule by law. America is based on the rule of law. Everybody's under the rule of law. We are not being ruled by men or women. We are being ruled by the law. Nobody's above the law. Rule by law, in the places where they do that, what they will usually set up is a situation where the lawmakers and all the other people, they'll be like, okay, I'm gonna have this law governing all these other subjects, but I, the lawmaker, I, the judge, I'm not under those laws because whatever, I'm above the law. We are under the rule of law. Nobody's above the law. So basically what you're supposed to do as a prosecutor is follow the evidence to where it leads and charge who you need to charge. So Merrick Garland, do your job. That's how it is. That's how it is. Yeah. I've had some people tell me that, oh, wow, they've said, oh, I have some friends that call me like, say, Ralph, like you're like a legal gladiator, and it's not that if I were a prosecutor, it's not that I'm gonna be so aggressive. It's just that I believe that certain things matter. Truth matters. Justice matters. People should be held accountable when they do some crazy stuff, especially when they intentionally do those things, believing that they are gonna get away with it because they feel that they're above the law. So that's what I'm saying. Garland, do your job. You can give me a call and we can talk about it. Stop being so careful. Do what you're supposed to do. All right. Enough about that. Okay. I'm gonna just calm down, because it's the weekend, so we're still gonna try to relax. I wanted to talk about the Sage Foundation. That's my foundation. That's part of my philanthropic endeavors. One of the things that I try to do in the Sage Foundation is putting information out there, because there's been a lot of stories, there's been a lot of shootings that have been happening. Some of these things are not supposed to be happening, but it's happening because the parties involved did not have adequate information. So I've been also opportune to, I've taught in high schools too, so I understand the way high schools are set up these days. Most high school students these days, they've probably had K to 12 education. There are so many laws where a teacher cannot even discipline a student. Like most teachers, they can barely say anything that's hurtful to the student, or even trying to correct the student. It's hard. You can't do that. You could probably lose your job. So we have a situation where you have this high school students just graduating from high school education, where they have these teachers that we are being so careful not to hurt their feelings, right? And then they graduate and boom, before you know it, they are driving. They have driver's licenses and they start driving, and then because they haven't had that any kind of I guess I'll call it tough, firm interaction with an authority figure, when they meet a cop on the streets, they find it hard to figure out how to respond to the cop. Now, having been in law enforcement, I understand the training. A police officer, when a police officer pulls you over, what he's giving you are actually orders. He's not trying to have a conversation with you. He's actually giving you orders. He's giving you specific orders that you're supposed to literally comply with. Now, if you're a kid that just came out from high school, whatever, and maybe on your birthday, you got a nice car or whatever, you're not used to talking with people in that way. I've seen some of the teachers. I've worked with some of them, and they have to actually try not to hurt people's feelings and stuff. So some of those kids that actually, graduates and driving, they may just not know how to interact with an authority figure that's firm. And so usually what happens is that the whole interaction just gets crazy. It gets escalated, and then somebody feels threatened and people start getting shot. So it's not a good thing. My foundation, we try to give out information, especially in the inner cities. We try to give out information on how people can actually better interact with law enforcement. to at least leave a high possibility of, like just no fatalities. People shouldn't die over these interactions. Also, another thing that we're trying to work on is actually some training on some of the police forces around the country. So we're trying to do it where they have to get more training on the use of force. So as a cop, the thing is, you should try as much as possible to understand that your first recourse shouldn't be fatal, like it shouldn't be deadly force. You have to use the amount of force that is enough to get the situation under control. That is called reasonable use of force. If I can tase you and I'm able to put handcuffs on you, I actually don't need to shoot you so that you die. Like that's ridiculous. If I can tase you, yeah, then I will tase you, put the handcuffs on you, and put you in the car. I don't have to shoot you so that you die. So that's what I'm trying to talk about. Some of these cops, they act, it's kind of weird. Like I've been in those situations. I know what I'm talking about. So just don't shoot people to kill. Don't shoot to kill. Shoot to immobilize the person. Use your taser to immobilize the person so that you can have a control on the situation. Don't kill people. Basically, that's what it is. Law enforcement 101. So that's what I'm talking about. Okay. Enough about all that. Okay. On a different note, I was I don't know. I saw something about Elon Musk. Some people were talking about the fact that he was on a private yacht, and he took his shirt off. Like, and people were talking about the fact that he took his shirt off, and I'm like, I mean, people should leave him alone. He's Elon Musk. I mean, he's rich as he has so much money. I don't even think he really matters. Oh, and he has a lot of kids too, So if you want to talk about somebody that has actually earned to have a dad bod, that's Elon Musk, man. So leave him alone. Let him have his fun, He's on a private yacht, showing his dad bod. It's all good. It's all good. We have more other stuff to worry about. Talk about Tesla, the car. I'm interested in those cars, man. They seem to be nice. I'm just looking at them for now. But I actually traveled to a part of California. It's actually it's kind of like it's just like out there, Coalinga. I actually went over there. There's this place that's called Harris Ranch. The wonderful place. They have best, like, amazing beef jerky over there. They had Tesla, like they had the electric vehicles. They had all the the charging units. So I saw that. I was like, wow, that's impressive. They had like 10 of them. So I'm actually interested in maybe getting an electric vehicle at some point. So for now I'm fine. For now I'm fine with what I'm driving. But yeah, so I mean, Elon is doing great. Tesla is not doing badly. So leave him alone. Once in a while he can flex his dad butt. It's okay. Gosh. So that's what's happening. So Elon Musk, he's cool. It's all good. All right, people. If you haven't done so already, subscribe. You have to. I mean, in this show we try to bring you content that's useful, educative, entertaining, whatever. Just we try to make it fun, So subscribe, smash the like button for us, leave us a comment, just leave us a comment, make it amazing. All right, that's what we want to bring to everybody, an amazing experience. Okay, Ralph's Law, where justice reigns. I'll see you guys tomorrow. Peace.